Okay, so this is my robot. It's using an Arduino Mega 2560. I bought a chassis for this at our airplane shop here, or remote control airplane store in Grand Prairie. It's got two DC motors, um, one on each side, and you have to solder the wires on yourself for the positive and negative. And to control the motors independently, if you look, there's what they call a TB6612FNG dual motor controller. And what that does is it has inputs and outputs for both motors. And it does require independent battery to power the motors. And the input to control the motors is from the Arduino. And they will connect in there. I do have a separate power source for the Arduino taped to the bottom of the chassis. I built little mounts for some ultrasonic sensors, one there and one on the side. And what it will be doing is using a sensor for avoidance collision in this little setup I have here. It also has a thermo sensor or thermistor. It's hard to see. Right on the front. Sorry, my camera just kind of jumped. But there's a basically a temperature sensor on the front, which is very, very hard to see. Anyways, it's right there. And when the sketch is ready, it will command the robot to detect for temperature. And if the temperature is below a certain temperature, everything will be fine. If it goes above, if it's fine, the green LED will light up. If it's a little warmer than it should be, the yellow one will light up, but everything will be okay. If it's too hot, the red bulb will go on. And that will trigger this fan to turn on. Excuse me. Now, I wanted the robot to wander around until it came across a candle and then blow out the candle, but I had a very hard time with this temperature sensor. You pretty much have to be right on top of the candle. And I had a hard time getting the robot to actually crawl. If the speed of the motors was too low, they would just stall. So I had to play around with the temperatures. They don't always work, but we'll see how it goes. When I power up the the Arduino, it will kick in the sensor to kind of scan its surroundings, just to make sure that it's in a safe position. If not, it's going to move itself. And then it's going to check first what will happen is it'll light up this LED. And then when I'm ready to actually go, I will turn on, you can see the power switch to the motors. Then I'll hit that button, excuse me, and then it will check for the temperature. If the temperature is okay, then it will start wandering around looking for another heat source to come across and then blow it out. So just to kind of cheat a bit, I wanted to, because I'm right by a heat source and the temperatures kind of go up and down, so I had to raise the threshold. I'm just going to gently, as best I can, trying to heat up the air right in front of the fan. and or sorry, not in front of the fan, in front of the thermos, or the temperature sensor. It may not work, but now I'm just going to power up the Arduino. So you can see that the it just did a little scan, or sorry, it just orientated its front sensor. The bulbs flash to say that it's ready to go. And I'm going to turn the power to the motors on. And I'm just going to cheat a bit and get, well, actually what I'm going to do, what I can do now is I'm going to hit the button and I'm going to see if I can get the heat to the fan hot enough. I don't think it will work. Oh, okay. I lucked out. I may have overheated it. I think I may have overheated it, which means the fan won't turn off. Oh. And okay, got some action. Basically what I wanted to do is have the robot scout around looking for another heat source. It's hard to see, but oh, I got stuck, I'm sorry. Every time that it starts checking for a heat source, the bulbs oh, my wheel's a little bit underpowered. I'm making a horrible video, but well, it thinks it's found a heat source, but I was gonna see if it turns off. I'm sorry, this video is very awkward. Anyways, what it's supposed to do is once it finds a heat source, it extinguishes it and then it's done. It just sits there. And I don't think it's going to do anything. No, it's hard to gauge the temperature. The heater was just going, but that essentially is my Arduino robot.